Hey, everybody, and welcome to Mayfield and Friends, episode 18. Today I'm here with top tier collection logger, YodasYoda. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
GM gamers, I'm YodasYoda or just Yoda, whatever. I'm a collection logger mainly. I do enjoy skilling, and just try to do all the kind of content in the game. And I'm very excited to be here. Thank you for the invite.
Thank you. And despite our many procrastinations, whether it be technological or my stomach giving out on me, um, we are finally here. We're sitting down. We're doing the dang thing.
Yeah, I can't believe we finally made it.
We finally, especially with
Last time,
the time zones.
yeah, yeah. I'm about to go to bed after this one, and you just came home from work, which is kind of nuts, but it is what it is.
Oh, the world we live in. So let's dive right into it like an Olympic swimmer. We're gonna front flip off the somersault, the diving board. I don't know. Words are hard. Um, what kind of account do you play, and what drove you to this type of account?
So I play main Iron. I have some silly little side projects like free to play or UIM level 3, but that's nothing big. Mainly 99.9% of the time, I play maxed Iron, maxed in 2020, and even before that, I try to fill in the custom log as much as possible. I do some pet hunting. I got like 32 pets or something, and I enjoy skilling. Currently, I'm at base 30 mil, and I'm trying to go for like base 40 mil this year, base 50 mil maybe too, but we'll see. I kind of enjoy most content. I'm not like the biggest PVMer, but I do some PVM as well.
Um, since you're not really a huge PVMer, what would you say is your biggest accomplishment? Are you an Infernal Cape owner?
I am not. I am still a 5K owner, which is hopefully not a surprise for too many. But yeah, I still haven't done it. Biggest accomplishments. I got elite combat achievements, which are pretty easy or doable if you want to if you want to get them. I think everybody can do them pretty quickly. Oops. Um, I got a twisted bow. I did cox and did some solo cox, did some TOB 5 or 600. I think that's like the best I can do, or I want to do. I want to learn.
That's fair. That's fair. You have any aspirations on going for the Inferno, or is it kind of like farther back post 40 mil base and maybe another few more collection log goals you have in mind?
I feel like I kind of missed the opportunity to go for Infernal Cape when I still had a lot of free time in school, and now with work and a lot less free time in the last year, after work or when I have a full day or full weekend to game, I just want to make progress. And the thought of jumping into the Inferno is not the most fun, but definitely I want to get the Infernal Cape this year. It's on my yearly to-do list, and I'm sure it will happen. I don't think it's too crazy difficult, but I've also only ever stepped in for the elite combat achievement. So I killed the major on wave, I don't know, 45, which was just I just brute forced it without a guide. But I don't know much about the Inferno.
All right. So that brings me into a fantastic segue about your gaming work life balance. You just talked about how you have a full-time job. You've got family you visit, you've got friends you hang out with, you've got people you care about. How do you balance your severe RuneScape addiction that we all carry with these many facets of your life?
uh, I don't know. I think the whole COVID pandemic situation changed so much. Before that, I already played. I started playing also. I was pretty late, 2018. So before that, I just played casually more. I had my account was 2.1k total. I I knew how actually like the basic content. But then like COVID happened, full on lockdown, lots of free time, school didn't happen. Um, and I played a lot more, and balancing wasn't that hard to do because like I couldn't see my IRL friends too much anyways and family. And nowadays it's just um progress is slower and that's fine. I love playing the game for 5 hours a week or for 40 hours a week. Um and every time I like do something in game, I really enjoy doing it. It's like my first and foremost thing that is like the most important. Like I'm down to quit grinds and change up the content if I'm not feeling it that day. And that keeps me like going and family and friends first always. It just is like very important to me.
That's awesome to hear. That's awesome to hear. I know there are people out there who would definitely forsake some of their time with loved ones for some more gaming time. Like I'm not innocent of that in the past. I like to think I'm a better person now, or at least more better at time management.
Yeah, I think that's the most important thing because like the same here. I've canceled things because I just wanted to game, and I think that's also fair sometimes. Sometimes you need the time, and you're also gaming with friends. It's not like you're sitting there all alone. Like you're in Discord calls, you're on Twitter, you're in whatever voice chat, or so I think it's also like part of social life, and it's also fair to not always have to socialize. But I think it's just like important to like ask yourself like did I really like want to like just chill another night, or was it probably cooler to go out and have a drink with some people IRL?
Absolutely.
Yeah, whatever makes you happy, and I don't blame anyone who's like, yeah, I'm enjoying this. I'm like contributing to society with my job or with I don't know whatever I feel it is important, and I like to game a lot. I don't have a lot of IRL friends. That's totally fine. Whatever suits people best.
Everybody, different strokes for different folks. Am I right?
Yeah, totally.
I always thought that was a weird, very weird thing to say to people. Is like there's I think there's a better way to say that. I just don't know it off the top of my head right now. Somebody's got a
Dude,
better
I'm clearly not a first like language English speaking, so whenever people say like weird ass things that don't really make sense, like I know that specific saying, but I don't question them. It's just okay, English is a weird language.
English is so weird, and I feel like every day I wake up and like I learn something new about like linguistics or about like just words I thought I knew what they meant, and then turns out it's like completely different.
Same here, same here. There's some pretty embarrassing things I've learned through like talking to people on RuneScape. I'm like, oops, that did not mean what I thought.
So you are assuming, a big German gamer. Not gonna dox you sitting here like that, but do you speak anything other than English and German?
My grandfather's Italian, so I speak Italian, and I grew up right next to the French border, in southern Germany, and that's why I also speak French.
This
And my
man,
roommate is French, so
this man is
um,
crazy.
yeah.
I
I
like
like languages.
I love languages. The one thing about like American schooling and like other like just the environment around me is like it's not very conducive to learn a language because I don't have
Yeah,
like
it's
many
very hard.
other like native speaking. Like the closest I could get is like maybe in the small town I grew up in, there was like a few people who spoke Spanish, and then like the other people who were
Yeah.
there were like just the Spanish teachers. So
Yeah, yeah. I in 2014 I lived in Chicago for a year, and there was a lot of Spanish-speaking people, and I was like, oh, I should have learned Spanish. This would be so good. But aside from that, like it's so rough. Like I feel like talking to like natives and learning in like tandem where you like speak each other's language and like learn together the other person's language is like the easiest and definitely cheapest way. Um, and that's just so hard to do especially in rural America, where like 99% of the people just speak English, nothing else.
Absolutely. The only thing like around where I grew up, we had like a lot of a big Hmong culture, and I was like listening to like them speak. I always thought it'd be cool to learn. I always forget the name of their language. I don't think it's Hmong. It might be though.
Oh,
I
very
might be
interesting.
offbeat right now, but yeah. So,
But
no,
yeah, look,
back.
I would say like if you learn any language, it's like probably like Arabic, Mandarin, or Spanish, like by far the most useful internationally.
Actually, in 2020, me and my roommate got really bored, so we spent like 2 months learning German.
Let's go! In Deutsch lernen. Woo! Wenn wir es können auf Deutsch reden. You want, we can speak in French and German.
I I only know like two phrases. And
If
I'm
you want
going
to say them,
yeah,
say
yeah, I'm going to misprint. I'm going to like say them super bad, like I don't have the accent. I only know like Guten Tag means hello. And I don't even remember what this
yeah.
phrase means, but my roommate says to me all the time. He always says du bist eine Frau.
Means also your accent is pretty fucking on fire. It's really good.
Hell yeah.
That means you're a woman.
Yeah, that's like the only he said that to me all the time.
Hello, you're a woman.
Yeah, it's
Fair enough.
so those are like the two things that I remember from my 2 months going on the Duolingo app in 2020.
Yeah, I've done the exact same thing with Spanish, but I don't remember shit.
See, and
2020
I
was
would say I
wild. We
know
actually,
far more Spanish than German, and
I mean, yeah, that's part.
that's still very very low amounts. So, back to the game, I guess, huh?
Sounds good.
What what do you say? What would you say people know you the best for?
Um, I'm not a Twitch person, so definitely not Twitch. I sometimes watch streams here and there, like Jace's Clue openings or stuff like that. Mostly like on Twitter, and I think most people know me for collection logging. I'm a bit rusty, not really gaming hard in the past months, but still, I would say like the big number is like kind of cool to a lot of people. And other than that, I don't know. I guess I'm the German because there's not a lot of German like gamers in the like community, like the high level community or whatever you want to call it, like the active Twitter community.
You're one of a
Like I
kind.
know five. Or six. I mean, there's Larry. He's like 4.6 build dude, who's very cool. And there's like two, three more, but there's very few.
So you're kind of like you're like a small group, like a very niche group of gamers, you would say.
The Germans, yeah. I mean, in old school, I don't like. I think they play we play other games, but not this game for some reason. What a shame.
A damn shame.
It's kind of funny because there's also German worlds, and like back when I was young, like RuneScape Classic and RuneScape 2, it was like RuneScape was translated to German. I think RuneScape 3 even like to this day still is, but I don't know where the play base is. Like I think it's pretty random that it's not Dutch because there's so many Dutch people.
There is quite a few Dutch people, but like the one thing I think about this game that's crazy is I've heard so many like people my age, like mid-20s, saying like a lot of them who were not born in the US learned a lot of English they know from playing RuneScape.
Yeah, same thing here.
That's such a
Yeah,
crazy thing
definitely.
to think about. Like I'm literally running an art on rooftop and like, you know, jump gap. Like it's one of the just like
Yeah.
and it's small things like staircase and like you have like the visual representation, you can like right click it and see what it is, examine. So like, you know, we need more games
Yeah,
like teach language that are fun.
I fully agree. Like in like even like when we were younger, it wasn't mainly like we definitely did not run RD.
Oh
But
no,
like
no, definitely not.
the like all the materials, like the logs, like the different kind of logs, like I knew seven kind of types of trees that mostly exist in the real world as well in English just because of RuneScape. And like the fish, like all the low level stuff exists in real life. And we learned that definitely from RuneScape because I did not have English class back then. I was way too young.
We love to learn.
Yes, very much.
So speaking of playing back then, when would you say your RuneScape adventure started? Your adventure in the world of Gielinor?
Uh it's like the most average RuneScape story. So I would be very briefly. Like I was a big time noob in sixth grade or fifth grade, I think. And some friends in class played the game, showed me there's RuneScape. I was very restricted of like how much I could play. So I was like not newbie in terms of like having a dragon axe and like a rune scimitar. I was like base 5. It was like I think like the highest level thing I could ever do was like chop a review log, and that's it. I just ran around and was always broke, was begging for money, and had a blast. Like I think I had like 1 hour a day. So you can imagine like how big the progress is when you play like 1 hour a day and have to like split it with your friends.
It's still
And
that's still pretty sick
then
though.
yeah, and then I remember for me um it was not EOC, it was actually the bot nuke day. I'm not sure when that happened, but there was like one day where they mm, nuked all the bots, or like made like all of the main bot scripts. And that's also the day where I realized that all my friends were botting, and that's why they were so high level. Because
Damn.
they all got fucking banned, and everybody moved on. Like no one kept playing,
That's
and
crazy.
yeah, that's when I also stopped. It was sometimes in the RuneScape 2 era, uh, and I stopped playing for quite a while until like um, I very briefly came back to RuneScape 3 in 2014, I think. Realized like I really didn't enjoy the game. I thought it was trash. But like I think I I think I RWT'd like 100 mil, bought like 399s in a day, and was like, oh, this is not rewarding at all. And then I came back in 2018 to old school.
Damn. So from 2018, you maxed in 2020. Like you went Iron Man right away too.
I had like a main until like 1K total. I was like, Iron Man sounds kind of cool. Let's try this. And then I got like hooked hard. Yep, never changed.
That's such a severe like change in like a severe gap, right? Because you,
Yep.
I've talked to a lot of people. A lot of people seem to have like a couple year gap, but that's like the bot nuke kind of happened in God 2010 or 11.
Something like that. Yeah, that sounds right. Something around that time.
So it was like 7 or 8 years. That is quite the gap. I feel like by then most people would have like found a different game they loved.
Yeah, I always played like some games, some RPGs, mostly on like Game Boy or Switch, never really on PC.
Mm-hmm.
And they like I still do that, but I like play them like for like 50 hours in like a span of like a couple weeks, and I'm done with them. And this is like the only game that like stuck with me, and I feel like I always can progress and I can always do something. And the community is just different than in any other game I know, at least.
Oh, absolutely. What other kind of games are you playing?
I'm not good at any, so I'm pretty positive you play Dark Souls, right?
Of course.
Yeah, I'm a big Dark Souls fan and noob. I'm not good. I played the first and the third, but that's it, sadly.
You missed the best one.
Uh, but the second, I've heard it's like the most controversial, but I really want to try it. It's just not out on Switch, and I have to like play at my girlfriend's roommate. She has a PlayStation, so I played Dark Souls 3 there. Um, do you like? Was it serious, or do you like not enjoy the second?
The second one is absolutely my favorite Dark of the three. It's my favorite Dark Souls game.
Damn, how so? What do you like about it?
So Dark Souls 2 is like very different in the way because it was the only one of the three that was not made by like the same people.
Oh,
And that's
what's his
and,
name?
and I think
Miyazaki?
I don't remember who I think it was, yes. Because like I don't know why, but like 2 was the first one to me that clicked.
Oh, damn.
I just really like the
I
world. I like the bosses. I think like so many things are done really well. And like I understand like that Dark Souls 1 paved like the way for a lot of games like that. And Dark Souls 3 is like one on easy mode because everybody says 3 is the easiest one, and then and then it goes like 3, 2, 1 in terms of difficulty. As
mm,
like easy to easiest to hardest, so it literally like 1, 2, 3, like it just gets easier as time goes on. And like I don't know, I really liked like the central area of 2. I liked coming back to the same place and going like moving around the world from there, being able to see everything just like in 1. It's just built by different people, so a lot of people don't like it that much. You're right, it is the most
ah,
like saying that's my favorite is probably one of the most controversial takes in the gaming world when it comes to like
yeah.
when it comes to people who like those kind of games. Like even me saying all that, my favorite like Souls game is Elden Ring, easily.
Oh, I've watched streams of that. It looks amazing. Everyone try it out.
I bought it day one. Did exactly what you think, and like played it for like 70 hours, and then just dropped it.
Yeah, but I think that like it's so different in old school, but it's so much fun. Like I like if you could really get sucked into a game, that's like it's magical. Like I've had that with a couple of games. Other than that, like I've always played my whole life, like Pokemon until up to Generation 5. I was pretty hardcore with like shiny hunting and stuff. After that, not that much. I still played them. Um, and then like average like the Mario franchise, I played a lot of that. Stardew Valley, I got into like a year ago, and I casually play that. Um, those are like the main games, I think. So I'm not a huge gamer aside from RuneScape. I pretty exclusively play this game with like barely any exceptions.
You sound like a big gamer to me, truly. I mean, I feel like anybody who plays more than just RuneScape is a gamer. Because I've talked to people on here who like I only play RuneScape and that's it. They're like,
Yeah, yeah, and I get why. I get why people do that.
oh yeah, absolutely, I 100% get it. I just like I need a palate cleanser sometimes.
Yeah, that totally makes sense. I love like very casual gaming, doing like holidays and vacations when you're like coming home at night and just want to chill, but don't want to like get dragged into like getting good XP per hour, and then you just like play some Mario Kart and stuff like that. Feels very comfy.
Exactly. Sometimes you just want a little comfy gaming, and even as comfy as like some methods can be, and still get decent rates. It's like meh. Sometimes I just want to like, because my current vice is the Persona series again. I'm sucked back in.
Ooh,
Um,
nice.
because I just brought 3 and 4 to the Switch, so I bought them on my Switch, and then I have the newest version of 5 for my PS5. So
That's very pog.
I'm playing Persona 3 on my Switch and Persona 5 Royal on my PS5. So like my partner loves to watch me play. So whenever they're over and we don't want to watch a show, like they'll just play like Skyward Sword or like some other game on their Switch, and then I'll just be playing Persona 5 in the background. Next thing I know, like 6 hours has passed, and it's just like a very comfy gaming session.
That sounds awesome. That sounds amazing. I love it.
If RuneScape didn't exist, I would like only ever play the Persona series, basically. Like that is like that if there was like one game to like be addicted to, that would be like that series of games.
I'm trying to think of what I would play. I totally forgot, by the way. I'm Hollow Knight. Big fan of Hollow Knight.
Everybody says it's so
I
good. I
would
haven't
love
tried it.
like it's it's a very comfy environment. It's very cute. It's a great like 2D platformer. It like I don't know. I'm not like the Metrovania person, but apparently it's one of the best. I just thought like it was very, very punishing if you do a mistake, but it's always your mistake, and like there's so much like the learning curve is pretty huge. But I'm also pretty bad, so I don't know. I had a lot of fun, and I would love to like be actually good at Hollow Knight one day maybe.
One day with enough practice.
Yeah.
So before we dive into like the questions that we got a bunch of questions for you on Twitter, there's one more question I have to ask, and that is, so this account is I think one of the reasons I like followed you on Twitter and got to know who you were, and that was the one pet at a time.
Yeah, that's a great account. I love it. In theory, I'm a big fan. In practice, it's rough. Uh,
I absolutely believe that.
do you want me to just like explain the concept and everything?
Yeah, definitely go for it and tell us like how far you got in the account before you were like, this is dumb.
I'm still like in theory, I want to continue, but in practice, I don't know. Okay, so there was like this huge hype of like snowflakes. Everybody like snowflake accounts in old school RuneScape like a while back. Everybody knows with like Tileman and Locked Area and Karamja and blah 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 settled. And
Settled verf. Yep.
Sojal and I, yeah, Sojal and I, one of my like best friends in RuneScape for like 5 or 6 years now. We were like brainstorming like the dumbest or like purest like snowflake accounts that could work. A lot of them now saw daylight with like the extreme chunk from Tedious. I love the series, by the way. Where he, like has to do one collection log page at a time. But I felt like it wasn't pure enough because like there's all pets and there's miscellaneous with like long bones. So you would like you need to like half fill certain logs, otherwise it's impossible to play the game. So I was like, okay, what is there that is very like degenerate and like easy to understand with very few rules that I could make like an account for. I never like intended to make a series out of it or like do content creation. I just wanted to do for myself. So I
Yeah.
came up with one time, which is like just a copy of one skill at a time, but you're only allowed to do one activity that is able to roll a pet at a time. Um, which is very very straightforward, but the first time you go dry, it kind of sucks. I started with agility. Um, I plan to always like play the account when my main iron is doing like a long, boring grind. I was very hyped, and then I spooned the squirrel, which is the only skilling pet I'm missing on my main iron.
That's insane.
Uh, yeah, I'm like double the rate on my main. Spooned it on the OPAT at 82, doing um, agility permit, which is like the only level 3 thing that is like a good pet roll, I think, up until like RD, and it's even like better than RD. Then I moved to Winter Todd, Buddha Puck, shout out, introduced me to like my first like UIM method because it's a level 3 UIM. Um, we did some Winter Todd together. Uh, And then at 25 mil, like fire making XP, I'm only doing like the point boosting method, so I'm like power healing, getting very shit XP rates, but good points per hour.
Yeah.
I realized I really don't like Winter Todd for that long, and I need to do Winter Todd on my main iron, and that burnt me out very hard. And now I'm stuck at Winter Todd. I thought about like just making a level 3 UIM or just making like a normal main UIM on the side and like lift the restriction, but I think I would just throw the account away. And maybe I'll get the Phoenix pet one day. I have the whole account planned out. Like the first 15 pets or something is fully planned out, and like planning the account and thinking about it is like the most fun thing possible because like you can make like this whole plan and work things out with your weird ass nobody asked for snowflake restriction. But actually sitting at Wintertot for potentially like 500 hours, not that fun.
Hey man, it's the pot calling the kettle black here, you know? So I mean I get it. I'm like I don't want to spoil for the progress series, but I am making progress towards 200 million at Winter Todd.
Ooh, I got the axe on the UIM, on the level 3 on the OPAT, the Dragon Axe, which was very pog. I really wanted that because Beaver was next,
And
but I
I
didn't
I
get the
also
petty.
like I got my axe at like 120 like 3 or 4 mil, and man, like I don't know why, but after I got the axe, it just like demotivated me so much cuz there was nothing to go for anymore.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel you. Like having like a thing to go for, even if you like pissed and dry, is so much better than just like, oh, 200 mil XP, I guess.
Yeah. Cuz I was like kind of hoping I wouldn't get it until like 170 or 180 cuz by that point I'd be like hell yeah, the final push. But like, oh my god, 60 mil still sounds like so much.
At the level 3, you like basically only do solos, right?
I switch off depending on how like the day. There are days I'll come home and I'll do like 6 solos in a day, and there are days I'll come home and do mass worlds for like 2 hours and then go play Counter Strike.
No. What is like the downside from masses? Like just the construction XP you're missing out, or is it just more like stressful with eating food and having to
Uh,
go to Ferox often?
it's definitely so like with solos, I can do about 3 to 4 solos with one inventory of cakes,
Mm.
right? So, but like then my inventory gets super congested when I'm trying to juggle things, and that gets a little frustrating
Mm.
sometimes. With masses, how it's a lot. I think personally, masses are comfier, and as well
Really?
as the fact, like you said, I am losing out on a lot of construction experience, but I'm also getting a lot of teak and mahogany logs that I'm going to use for mahogany homes, and
Ew.
I already have the dragon axe, which will make like wood cutting that much comfier when I'm doing mahogany homes, just cutting oaks at the Verax sawmill,
Yeah, that makes sense.
and
That
especially
makes a
like
lot of sense.
the ring of elements, like being able to go right to the sawmill now, like it's like it made the Wintertod XP like so much less. Like I don't need it anymore. Before it was like super essential because doing construction on our account on this account is like was ass.
Yep. Yeah. That's why when I was playing the OPAD, I was like, maybe it's not that bad. I'll go just like very dry and I'll get my land construction just from solos because all of that is also solos. And
Yes,
in theory, that's amazing. You get so many logs, like birdhouse runs or whatever. You get so like good herbs and stuff like that. But then, like in practice, you actually have to do that without breaks. Not
exactly.
not not, not as fun.
And that's why like over time I've like said like oh I'm gonna like finish it this year and then I'll go out and do like I think one year I said I was gonna do it and then I did 99 agility and like a few other things that year. And then the next year, and then like 2022, I said I was gonna do it, and then I got and then Hunter and shit instead, and like
Yep.
I just ended up going for like base skills instead, and just never getting back to it, and like pretty much when I log in now, I'm forcing myself to when I'm recording agility, when I'm not recording, it's Winter Todd, and that's like
We
how it.
should we should do some winter tots, and I'll bond. I'll give the Opad a bond. Maybe I'll get my Phoenix together with you.
That'd be crazy. If I was there when you get Phoenix, I'd do a flip in my chair, literally.
That would be so pog.
I'll record the flip too. Don't worry.
Let's go.
So, is there any other
But
accounts that you want to chat about a little bit, or are you that pretty much the only other one that you're like hyped about?
yeah, that's the only one. I've played a tiny bit of like free to play, which is like amazing for the people that enjoy it. And I think like same thing. It's so pure and it's so pog. But like there's very few methods and there's like a very dedicated and knit community. The free to play community is like insanely cool, but I'm just not made for it. And that's why like yeah, I'm like fully focused on the main iron and I would like to get as many items as possible, many lock slots.
Heck yeah! So now we've got the questions sent in vis-a-vis our Twitter thread.
Yes.
So first question: is from Riot_7. Yoda, big fan. Why you so handsome?
Big fan to Riot. I don't know. I think I'll just disagree and say no you.
Okay, that's perfect.
But
That's the
thank
answer I always give people when they compliment me. I just say no you.
you. But thank you. Riot is a very handsome gamer.
So next comes from, I think it's NZ Rider, or I don't. I am not sure if I'm doing this correctly, but they'll know who they
Yeah, I
are
think
when the questions are posted. So first question from them. They have a kind of a wall of questions here. So first one is, what are 3 of your favorite OSRS memories?
hmm.
If you don't want to go
Uh,
for 3 as well, you can probably just shoot 1. But if you got 3,
I think I got 3. Um, okay, so the first one is getting my twisted bow. Um, I got it at like 1,000 KC, like a tiny bit below rate, and it just changed the whole game. Everybody who has a twisted bow like got a twisted bow by like working for like the GP or like getting the drop. Says the same. Like it changes bossing completely, makes like so much more doable, easier, quicker, and just like getting it with like 5 people on voice chat, with like 5 friends was amazing. Big fan. Shout out Twisted Bow.
shout out the
Um,
Twisty B.
sure. I love
Not the
that
buckler
thing.
either.
Oh, don't have the buckle yet.
Oh,
Still
really?
need that.
That's
Yeah, my
crazy.
cox luck was horrendous. I went dry. Like now I have the bow. Now it's not. I'm not that bad. But yeah, I went like 1,000, over 1,000 raids without Kodai, without claws, without ancestral top, without T-bow, without buckler.
Damn.
But now I got bow. Now I'm happy.
Now we're maximum turbo
Uh,
gaming.
second, um, I'd say my first bingo with Scuff Unit. That's the clan I'm in. It's like a very small, uh, like close together friends clan. Um, and I joined a while back and then did my first bingo in like the first 2 months or so. And just a whole world of like awesome gamers opened up for me. And we just hung out in voice chat for 4 days, pretty much straight. Had the best like time, met so many cool people. Very memorable. Um, and then the third is like probably my favorite of all. Um, during the first lockdown, March and April 2020, uh, we had like this small friends group of like 4 people. Among them was also Sojal, who I already mentioned, and it was like a very like challenging time. It was like very insecure what's going on. Like I was like scared. I remember being scared, and it was just very cool to be able to like be with friends, even though like you couldn't leave the house, and like those people really like got me through a lot of shit, and I made it out like mentally like super healthy, and I'm pretty positive that's because of them and because of like the game and the community. Um, and in the end of that, I maxed like 7 months earlier than what I thought. So that was also pretty pog.
Yeah, COVID will do that to you. The lockdown will do that. You just be inside gaming all day, and you're just like, well, I guess I'm making all this progress.
Yeah, yeah, well, it was crazy. I was doing very inefficient methods back then. Zaya blood moon crafting, and I still got like I don't even want to admit the day XP days I got.
All right, now
It was crazy.
you tell me your Zaya Blood RC day record, and I'll tell you mine.
Um, I think it was like 6,500, something like that.
So like 650k ish.
Yeah,
I think
650K.
that's pretty close to what mine is.
Oh no, no, no.
And you have the diary done, don't you?
Yeah, I do. I do.
I don't have the diary done.
My diary gives you like 10% double rocks, so what does it do?
Yeah, you get like 3K more an hour.
Nah, okay. Yeah, that's some
My
gamer
my
numbers
rune
for like
crafting day
most.
is 653,000.
Damn, that's nuts.
Yeah, I was like, I think that was souls though. I think I was doing soul rune crafting actually. So
Ah, okay.
I was
Okay, that's like 10K quicker, isn't it?
yeah, it's about 10K. So like, it's probably pretty close to what you were getting at Bloods with the diary.
Yeah, I don't miss them. I'm a bit ashamed of doing ZRC because post 99 I found out how like amazing ZMI is and how much fun it is to like multi-skill and do like a bunch of like actual like interactions with the game while I'm crafting. So yeah, I missed out on a lot not doing ZMI to 99.
I am literally doing ZMI right now on my alt. I mean, not ZMI. Sorry, ZRC.
Oh, okay.
The Z
Well,
the Zaya Essence Mine is one of my favorite places on the earth.
oh well then I take it back. I'm glad you enjoy it.
I don't know why. I just like people are always like, "Oh, it's so slow, it sucks." I'm just like, man, I don't know. I just enjoy like the clicking, the running. I don't know. There's just something about the place. I just enjoy it.
That's fair. Do you like commit fully AFK and like AFK the chiseling, or
Oh
do you
no,
like fucking spam click?
I spam click. I actually like in between like because like I do it on my Iron Pure while I'm running like laps or while I'm doing Wintertod. So like I'll AFK if I'm like actively doing something on Mayfield, but if I'm just like putting logs into a brazier, yeah, I'm clicking.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
All right, I got the next piece of the paragraph of questions from the same person. So the next question is, which update were you most excited for, and which update were you happiest with retrospectively? Like so, like not any update coming out now, but anything like previously that you're like, this looks sick. Like, my example is like I remember when like people were super hyped for Cerberus because it was like I think one of the first big Slayer bosses.
Mm,
I remember watching like a faux
um,
stream at college and being like, "Oh my god, this looks crazy."
yeah, and then they got Serb. I mean, I like Serb. I like Serb. It's also a step up from like, wasn't like Kraken and Thermi the first two Slay
I
bosses?
believe so. Yes.
Yeah, there's literally zero mechanics. So like, it's a step up. You can, if you want to, play correctly against Serb. Um, okay, so retrospectively, definitely the addition of the collection log, pretty obvious update.
Hell yeah.
Also, like I was not aware at all, like that it would be so impactful to my account and also like just my like life in a sense, like my free time. To add this silly little book. And then what update I was most excited about? Hmm. Um. I was really excited for Leagues too. I'm not sure if that's like an actual update.
I'll
Not
count
just
that. I'll count that.
okay. So I was not excited for Leagues One, and then I really enjoyed it. Played it for like I think a month. That's when like I cannot play any other game mode or account or game for like longer than a month. Then I have to return to the main game. Um, and then for the second one, I was really hyped, and I think it was a great league. Not perfect, but was very very. It was a great update.
Honestly, Leagues One still my favorite league.
Ah, same, best league.
I don't know why. I think because everything was still so broken. So like there were
Yep.
points to get like 200 mils and shit. So people were sitting at Wintertod for like still like 100 hours because it was still only 5 times experience.
Yeah.
And like they didn't add the XP multipliers at all. So it was like it still felt like RuneScape.
Yeah,
And
and
the
also like Dragon Warhammer still being like 1 5K. I think there was no drop multipliers.
yep. And people were like going super dry at shamans trying to do like chambers and shit. Oh my god.
Didn't Bodhi just like kill kill shamans for like 6 weeks out of the 2 months,
I
and
don't
then got like
I don't
playing
even
Warhammer like
remember.
2 weeks before the end. And I don't remember. It was stuffed as fuck. I just remember spamming hard clues and like getting gilded left, right, and center because there was only 5 steps on Zaya, and you kept getting the same 5 steps. It was awesome.
I love doing hard clues on it was amazing. I don't know why. Like the funniest part about it is like Leagues One is one of the reasons I play Mayfield because I've always played them on this account. I made this account like I think
Damn.
a year before Leagues came out. I quit it for about 6 months, and then I started it again. And then they announced Leagues, so I was like, oh, it'd be cool to like have this little trophy account with like the Leagues trophy on it. And then I have
Oh, that's sick.
so yeah, I've played this account every Leagues. Granted, like
Do you have like Dragon Cup or Rune Cup
I
or
got
what's the
really
end
close to Dragon on Twisted League, but I only have Rune from the first league.
Oh, Sedge.
Part
I
of me
think I ended up with like something Addy or something because I stopped like a month too early.
Part of me wishes I would have went like a little bit harder and like really tried to go for Dragon, but other part of me says like I enjoyed my time, and I
Yeah.
can honestly not say the same about the other two leagues. I truly don't think I enjoy them as much as the first one.
The first one was just way more scuffed, way more old school, in terms of like it was still normal drop rates. I think the others were just like the ideal like utopia private server. Like you can like solo top no problem without like any brain. And I think that's like a fun like playing field for like casuals. And I think it was good leagues, but I totally get why people didn't enjoy them as much.
Exactly. I think I agree with that completely.
Especially like the newest one with like you needing like 4 Bandus items, otherwise you couldn't play the game. And whenever you get like your fourth Bandus item, you just destroy and nuke every single boss in the game. It was crazy DPS.
I would love to see like something like akin to like a Leagues One where you're locked to one region, but you can pick the region.
That sounds cool.
So
I like it.
like not a trailblazer, but just like everybody's locked to one continent. Like that you could choose like and maybe like split it up more evenly. Cause like obviously Zaya's pretty big. And like being only on
Yeah.
Karamja would kind of suck.
I mean, Karamja could be counted together with Misthalin. Like, those were like the two you unlocked for free at the beginning for like the
Yes.
league. And I think that's pretty fair. Although I mean, if you can do Inferno, I guess it's interesting. Otherwise, you basically don't have any bosses.
Correct. Yeah, that's why I'm like, being locked to only Karamja and like only Mistlin and Karamja because you only have what Obor and Private
Ryo,
Fighter.
Chad, and like Zuck.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
that's it.
So that's not very fun.
Yeah, it's not very fun. Also, like the people that want to do Zuck definitely don't want to do the other three.
Yes, absolutely. All right, two more questions from the same paragraph. Next question
Great
is
questions.
hardest grind you've ever done? Question mark.
Mm, uh, mentally challenging. I found the stupid fish sack. Um, I told myself I wouldn't max. Like fishing was my last skill. Didn't like fishing back then. I told myself I wouldn't max if I didn't finish the collection log for aerial fishing, and that was bad.
That sounds
But it
miserable.
was only in the end it was only 50 hours. So hardest grind aside from that, one dry on a couple things. Mm, I went 9K dry for Kraken. I know Kraken is like the easiest boss and like really quick, but it was also I really don't enjoy the boss that much. So like there in the end, it was very like mentally challenging to like keep going. Um, and then I guess Tebow because I'm like, oh wait, no, TOB, TOB. I got 600 KC at TOB without a weapon. Gave
Oh
up
my
on it.
god,
Made
really?
yeah. Uh, I'm okay with it now. I was very much not okay with it back then, but yeah, that was a rough grind. Um, just went dry. Got a lot of hilts, got a lot of justy, like 7 or 8 justy pieces, I think. Um, but yeah, that was hard, long. Did all in 416. Just glad I'm like not. I'm personally done with it, not objectively done with the top.
Yes. You don't have any. You don't foresee any plans to go back in the future to get a scythe or a sang.
Um, maybe I haven't really done like I'm doing tops sometimes for bingos when like I have a team of friends, and that's actually kind of like showed me that the content can be fun. I know it's the most loved content by PVMers. Please don't kill me. Um, but I'm okay. Like I'm fine. I always wanted the Sang. Now there is the Shadow that I don't have yet, but so Sang doesn't feel as needed anymore for me. And Scythe, I'm okay PVM, like without a Scythe. I've had it on my main. It's fun to use, but like relying on Blood Runes as an iron is just like I don't like Shopscape, and I don't love crafting like Blood Runes that much.
Yeah, no, I get it.
So I'm okay with those, and like Rapier is pointless.
Yeah, with
I have
Fang
a
now,
hard.
Rapier is in the bin.
Yeah, I got Fang and I got Blade of Seldor, so like I'm good on that part. But yeah, maybe sorry.
I said, did you just die?
My headphones fell out. Whoops.
So I got one final question from the paragraph of questions.
Hmm.
Why is Volcanic Mine the best piece of content in the game?
Well, that's an easy answer. Um, it's reclined. It's great EHP. It's very fun. It's like you need to like communicate with friends, and I've taught like I don't know 50 people or more VM, and it's just a great time. It's very social. It's some decent loot, and so much better than MLM, AFK wise and XP wise.
When I want a D pick on my hardcore, then I will be messaging you. Please teach
Please,
Volcanic Mine.
I'll go with you. I'll carry you.
That's all I need. That's all I need, truly.
Yeah,
So we
it's great
already.
fun.
Sorry, go
Love it.
ahead.
No, I just want to say it's great fun. Everybody who hasn't tried it, like try volcanic mine. You'll love the mining skill.
Who doesn't already love mining though? Come on.
Bro, a lot of like Reddit casuals don't.
That was my sarcasm. Because mining is fine. I don't mind it. If I'm gonna mine, I much prefer like tick manip.
Yeah,
I casual
you
mining
got
to me is just I can't do it anymore. I've tasted sweet XP.
yeah, it's just so much quicker. The double rolls.
Oh, feels so good. So the next question is from the one, the only Red Stall. We already and
Oh,
you actually
what a
already
gamer.
exactly huge gamer, big fan. Um, he actually asked, "Where did you find the inspiration to start the one pad account?" And you already kind of answered that question, right?
Yeah, true. That was Sojo, the one and only. We brainstormed it together. But I got a question for Style back. Why are you making redwood shields at the tree? I don't understand.
You just called him out like that. You just called him out on live audio. I can't believe you did that to him.
I'm sorry, big fan. Make your shields, get your fletching XP.
I make arrow shafts, man.
Same.
I got another question from Patty RS07. Who were the players you first started basing your play style off of? Are there any
Um,
inspirations to becoming a clogger, or were you just always into the collection log?
um, I don't want to sound like full of myself, but like back when I started logging, I don't think anyone really cared about it. It was very much not loved content, so it started before. I would say my like three favorite people, like I looked up to back then were Arland, Iron Cup. I think I met him at Sherlock doing a master clue and was like baffled. He had like 2 point something bill XP, or probably less back then. Was like a rank one fletching, and my newbie ass couldn't believe he like answered me, and then we were like just chatting for a while. Very lovely guy.
That's
Um,
that's an aspiration for the podcast for me on that one.
yeah, Arlen is really really funny and really. Say hello is like was my hero back then. Never talked to them. Was way too newbie back then, but Endgame Iron, who was like co-founder of Solitary when they still existed, which is like Valiant nowadays, I think. Was like big into PVM, big into skilling, and did like those bank videos, and they were just like insane banks back in 2017, 18, 19. That was really cool. And
Oh
then the last person is Iron Queen. Um, yeah, she's just really cool pet hunter, really nice in game. Met her at Sarachnas, and she taught me how to like do Sarachnas on my first kill. I looked up to her ever since.
fuck yeah, I love that. Great list of gamers you got there.
Yeah, yeah, they're all so cool accounts. Like, so sad that Aloe got hacked, but still such a cool account.
Yeah, dude, I
I want
remember like I used to watch his like bank videos every year and all that kind of stuff, and I saw the video and I was so heartbroken.
yeah, that was mm, so sad. And
Like
then like I remember they came back for Leagues One, or they were still playing Leagues One, and I think they were like the person that got like a 3 KC T-bow, and I watched them stream like League One T-bow like on like I don't know day 10 or something. It was really cool content. I love them.
fuck yeah.
Such a king.
Next question comes from X7. What was your longest grind for a single collection log slot? Could be anything. I'm going to disallow Evil Chicken because that is the extremely passive thing.
Also, I fucking spooned it.
Did you really?
Yeah, I finished it in like 900 or 1,000 eggs
That's not very
like a
spooned.
couple months ago. I mean, it's like 2,500 on rate, so like it's less than half. But yeah,
That's
I
fair.
did my share of like birdhouse runs. Um, would you count like I got other slots raiding, but what I wanted was the T-bow, and like that was the main thing.
Yeah, I'd count that absolutely because like I feel like for a lot of irons and like even for mains, like people only do chambers anymore because they want to get a T-bow, whether to use it or to sell it.
Yeah,
Because like you
yeah.
said, like
So
Tob is everybody's favorite, TOA is the most accessible, so chambers is kind of like left there in the middle. So like, why do chambers unless you want to get a T-bow or I mean maybe like a Kodai is good money, but like nothing prints money like a T-bow.
yeah, yeah. It's up like crazy, 1.4 almost.
And for how long Chambers has been in the game, for that bow to still be that expensive is crazy to me.
Yeah, I mean, it's just insanely rare. Yeah, a friend of mine got a T-bow split last night. And I couldn't believe like I think it was a 5-man split, and he had 260 or 70 mil. I was like, what the fuck?
Damn. See, and like you get
Yeah,
claws, you get like what 30 mil.
yeah, something like that. Aren't claws down with like Voidwalker or Grassy, whatever it's called? I don't know G price. I shouldn't talk about G prices. I have no clue.
The Void Waker, yeah. I mean, yeah, a lot of spec weapons are down since the Void Waker came out because people are like, "Oh, this isn't just good in PvP. This is crazy in like so many places now."
Yeah, It's insane. Like the spec weapon.
Next
But
question. Sorry, do you have a follow up? I apologize.
no, I just want to say like yeah, 1K Cox took me like I'm not an efficient raider. It was like 30-minute raids, I think. Like solos. It was like 500 hours for like one block slot. I think that's like pretty safe to say that's my longest thought.
That definitely sounds like a long time. Well, I can't say much. I went on like the same probably time for my Dragon Axe, so
True.
and I could
Like
have
we
just
should
went to
go to
DK's.
DK.
That was the joke everybody made, and I was like, I can't.
uh,
What if I went 500 hours of DKs with a Dragon Axe? Then what would they say then? Why don't you just go to Winter Todd? I can't. I'll
that
never.
would be
I'll ne-
honestly impressive.
I'll never win. Truly.
Sad game.
All right. Next question comes from Guns Chili. What are some of your
Shout
favorite
out.
shout out Guns Chili? What are some of your favorite things to do to escape OSRS?
Um, kind of sounds funny to escape. um,
I guess to like unwind, take your time, because like we were kind of talking about that before in the sense of like
yeah,
I want a palate cleanser sometimes. I don't want to just sit on my computer and play RuneScape for 12 hours a day every day. I need something else.
yeah. Well, nowadays, like a lot of stuff is just like predetermined by having to like pay rent. So like I'm working, gotta work, and I also like enjoy work, like to a certain extent. Um, I like to go out with friends, to like the bar or to like go clubbing or festivals. Um, I enjoy reading quite a lot before bed and on vacation. Um, helps me sleep and like kind of thought-provoking stuff when like you have like a really dull day where like nothing special happened. I think it's always like good to like read a book, read a couple pages. Um,
I never thought of that. That's a really good like just life advice.
yeah, I mean, I didn't want to sound like wannabe super intellectual. Like I'm not reading like the smartest shit, but like just stories or just like books friends recommend you, and it's just cool to have like thoughts you wouldn't have on your own in a way that is like not always digital because you stare at the screen already so much.
Whoa,
Um,
you're bursting the synapses in my brain, Yoda. You're bursting them right
sorry.
now.
I'm sorry. Other than that, I like cooking, but yeah, mostly like when I'm not like working, not gaming, I like to be with friends. Just like doing whatever.
After the cast, I'm gonna need you to send me your best kebab recipe or chicken shawarma recipe, please. Thank you.
Damn, yes. Let's go, Berlin. We have them.
I had a shawarma wrap for the first time, and I was like, "This is incredible," but I bet you it can be better.
Yeah, that's like the thing, and like I live in Berlin. I've lived in Berlin for like the
Doxed.
past 8 years, and
It's a big
like
city, so
we have two we have two really good things, and one is techno clubs, and the other is shawarma and tuna. So yeah, I can definitely send you a recipe.
that would be amazing. Truly, actually, I also love cooking. So I love cooking from like other cultures because like around where I live, it's like burgers or pasta or pizza. That's like all I get.
Yeah, that sounds a good motivation to like go out, get some like foreign spices, and like cook some like fresh stuff.
I make a lot of like my current kick has been Japanese and Middle Eastern. Those are the two like cuisines I've been trying out to make the most.
That sounds amazing.
I've had my eyes on a nice Hungarian dish though recently I want to try, but it's like it's a lot of work,
Yeah,
so it's daunting.
let's go. That sounds dope. Yeah,
Hopefully
but
it
that's
will
pretty
be.
much it. That's pretty much it. Yeah, looking forward to like go to the next con to unwind from OSRS. ScuffCon is like a yearly meet up with like people in Scuff unit,
Hell
and
yeah.
I really want to go this year. Hope I can make it.
So your next question comes from One Puff Wonder, also a big fan.
Big fan. Great YouTube series. Check it out.
Dude, yeah, if you guys haven't, check it out. I'll link everybody like who has a YouTube series in the description as well. So One Puff, Guns Chili. If you don't know who Guns Chili is, you're watching me, you're crazy, honestly. Yeah. But One Puff asks, does he have lower back problems from carrying around that massive set of nuts?
I learned from the king here and just answer with no you.
Beautiful.
Thank thank you.
I think I've got one more set of paragraph questions, and then I have one follow-up question. Somebody actually asked one in that thread today.
Oh damn.
So like really last like surprise like they're lucky that we didn't get to this already. The next set of questions comes from Lachy or Latchy or at Squiddle on Twitter.
Oh yes, I remember.
First question is, how do you feel about official high scores for the collection log?
Don't have the strongest opinion. Um, if you asked me like a year and a half ago, I would said that I loved it. But now that we had like the debacle of the level 3 high scores, um, and like like the hardcore and group Iron Man hardcore thingy high scores, I don't think it's the smartest thing. I wish there were only like the normal OG high scores. It looks a lot cleaner. Um, and then like I can already see like would they count unique log slots? Would they count total log slots? People like claiming to get, I don't know, hacked or something because it shows 10 T-bows on their accounts. I don't know. I think the benefit will be very little because today's unofficial website is very, very accurate. And I would say I'm like 95% sure that the top 20 is fully accurate. Because it's so much better than the old website. So I don't think it's needed, but I wouldn't be like crazy opposed to it.
That's a great answer. I got a couple more here. So also this one also comes from at Squiddle. Um, you are also one of the first players to really take a crack at the log, especially as an iron. So like we kind of mentioned that before, like you're not a pioneer per se, but you were somebody who like really like saw this as an opportunity to like do something different. How do you feel it's changed with the massive popularity of completionists in the last year or so? Like, I would even say like the Bodhi effect.
Pretty much.
Like, if there's like a few big YouTubers. If they do something, then it becomes a wave. And depending on how
Yeah,
good the
yeah,
content is, that wave stays or leaves. So like, the polar opposites here are like the creation of Iron Man and like the Tile Man. So I feel like the Tile Man thing like really died down after like 4 months.
yeah, yeah. I agree. I think collection logging is here to stay though, and I'm not saying that because I don't know I would benefit from that somehow. I don't know in Twitter followers. I don't. But I think collection logging is like the true end game for like the vast majority of the player base, which is the PVM Andes. Um, and I think it becomes clearer and clearer that that's the case. So, what was the question? The beginning of the question again?
Oh, the beginning of the question was just like basically saying how you were one of the first people to start doing it.
Ah, okay. Yeah. So yeah, Bodhi was like, I think like the collection log wave, like people actually like dedicated people in the community already go in like larger numbers towards collection log high scores and like hunting like ranks and actually making it somewhat competitive happened before Bodhi.
Oh,
But
absolutely.
ever since Bodhi came, like the masses do it. Like implink prices went crazy when Bodhi was opening medium clues, and like glories went like downhill in terms of like charging eternal glories and stuff like that. So like there's definitely like a huge Bodhi effect. which is I think it's awesome to be honest. I think it's pretty funny, but it's also like amazing because like I think one like strength of the collection log is that it's so approachable. Like there's so many logs that you can, as like a 1500 total Andy with like a 1 mil bank, fill out today and work towards like a number, like the my notes on Fossil Island or like a couple of like easy clues. Like there's stuff for everybody in there, and it's like a very like end game wise, it's a very good measurement of progress, I'd say. Mid game wise, not really.
Awesome. Great answer. I like
Thank-
I'm totally with you on the like there was a very dedicated community before, but just like everything that comes out, you know, whether it be like I think like the last big wave of things we saw is the hardcore Iron Man thing. Nowadays,
Yeah,
people are so like on creating a new hardcore after it dies because now you have the collection log, especially because if you work really hard on that account, why waste the time?
yeah,
Because like, how many hardcore Iron Man has Elfie made? How many hardcores did Bodhi make? How many hardcores did Foe make? Like all the big YouTubers, like the big streamers, people who like are known for making like hardcores.
yeah.
Suddenly they're done, and now you see like hardcore YouTube content just like kind of dying out, and now it's like mostly collection logging at this point. I would say like that's like what my feed is most time is like collection logging, and there's like the a rare instance of some other stuff showing up, but I would say clogging is like one of the biggest like waves I've seen in since hardcore.
Yeah, it's definitely the YouTube meta at the moment. I'm all for it, but I see the critics of like people saying it's the same thing. And it was like better like in the beginning when Shelby did it, Guides for Us All. I don't know. I love Shelby. I still love Shelby's series, but I fucking love Bodhi's series. He's
Oh,
the
I
king.
absolutely I love the series, and it's fun. It's so funny. Like he doesn't have to number him or anything like that. He just puts random shit in the title, and people will watch him.
I title and thumbnail of Bodhi is like just a masterpiece. I
I've
love
got.
it.
Sorry, go ahead.
I just said I love him.
Oh yeah, I've been watching Bodhi since I was like probably like 13.
It's amazing. That's
I
so cool.
I remember his like I remember when he like got the clip for that like the what's going on guys? This is Bodhi here. I remember seeing the video with that clip in it.
Oh my god, I cannot say that. That's so cool.
I've always been a huge YouTube person. So I've always kind of like stayed in with like the big YouTubers, and like the two games I've always watched are RuneScape and Minecraft.
Mm,
So like I feel like I've always like kind of stayed in with a lot of those people, even like when I wasn't playing. Like when I was in college, I wasn't really playing RuneScape a lot. I was doing a lot of music, but I still would watch like streams or YouTube videos and all that kind of stuff.
yeah, I can see myself like doing the same. I did that after like I had left RS3, like after the couple of months I played that. I
Yeah.
still watched like Vesta and stuff, like the really big ones.
So I've got one final set of questions here for you, and then I have my final question.
Sound good.
Who is your favorite Star Wars character? This comes from Derek or Jiffy on Twitter. Who is your favorite Star Wars character whose name doesn't start with a Y?
Shit. Um, Ahsoka Tano. She's amazing in Clone Wars. I fell in love with her and in everything else. I love her too. She's very cool, but
Hell yeah.
definitely otherwise good.
I love that. If it were up to you, and only you, what new skill would be added to the game? And you can't say none is what they say with a little
Oh,
kiss emoji.
yeah, yeah, he knows. Um, I'm not crazy against the new skill. I voted no. And I still would prefer there was no new skill since I still don't see like there's a need for it. But I'm totally down. Like there's a new skill. There's like so many updates I voted against that are in and fine. Out of the three, surprisingly, and like knowing that I would prefer none of them coming in, I think they're all fine. Like I know that like taming gets some hate. Uh,
I
I
think
see it
the
being
taming
really
hate comes from the
cool.
fact that like there's not enough known,
Yeah,
and like I feel like it's
yeah,
like the
that's fair.
least fleshed out of the three. And sailing has like that like nostalgic or like the the factor that so many people have talked about it for so long.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I've read the blog. I watched like the little snippets. I would be fine with all of them, I think. But I would prefer if they changed the name and then introduced shamanism. Gameplay wise, it sounds the most fun. I like gatherer skills, and it is part gatherer, which is amazing. And I really hope they ditch the augmentation of weapons. But if they do, if they don't, I'm also fine with it. Like I'm not into endgame PVM. That's not my like community, so I won't be like super vocal about that. But I like things that are kept like easy, easy to understand, easy to train. I don't want to bring like a bunch of different shit to my skilling activities. And um, I'm of course dreaming of a 10-minute new skill, but I highly doubt that will happen.
see, I'm on the shamanism train. I started on the taming train, and then I like read more about the shamanism, and I was like, this sounds way better because it's like two skills in RS3 mashed together. It's divination and invention. And those are like the two RS3 skills that I would want to bring to OS if I could. Very controversial take here, I know, I'm sorry. But I like some of the RS3 skills.
I can't say too much about it because I remember trying divination via this minigame and minigame only because RS3 is like daily scape.
Correct.
So I never really trained divination. And then invention is also another like you never train it. It's like it just you're like suddenly you're like level 120 because it's so easy. It's just
Yes.
passive. So I can't comment. I don't know how controversial, bad, or good that opinion is.
See, and I played divination on like day of release. Like I was at the like the nodes and shit on the day of release, and they were packed. You could not find a world.
It's crazy.
It's like the thing about like being an RS3 player for like 3 years after EOC is you really got to see like the impact of how things changed, because it wasn't like it was an overnight like things were free all the time. Like there was moments where I like it would be so hard for me to like go find a world to be alone and like just do fishing.
Damn, that's
And
nuts.
and then suddenly the one day like I could go and fish at almost any river and there'd be nobody there.
Yeah, kind of sad. I feel bad sometimes for like unpopulated worlds, but I don't know. I can't really comment. I haven't played RS3 to like say what caused it. It just doesn't seem like a healthy economy from the outside.
Oh, absolutely agree. So, before I ask my final question, do you have any questions for me? Anything you want to say or anybody you want to shout out?
Okay, first question: is Tournament Winnetard happening this year?
Maybe. I
What other goals are you working on right now? Like, what do you want to get done on the level 3 until December 2023?
My goal is if I don't finish Tournament of Fire Making, I've gotten at least one more 99 this year. Um I wanted to max end of 2023. Um the problem with that is they announced Counter-Strike 2. So
Oh no.
I've been playing a lot of Counter-Strike with my friends, waiting for the release of the new version, and I've been really enjoying it again. And I don't know. I used to come home. I used to be able to get about 2 to 4 hours every night in, and I was like on a consistent pace. And now I play like sometimes an hour or two every night, and then I have my own personal obligations. So, but outside of 2 normal fire making. Once I finish fire making, then it will be hard focusing max.
Let's go.
So I will be using up all the supplies in my looting bag. And then besides herbs, and then I will begin 99 construction if I haven't finished it with all the supplies I've done. And then I will begin after that 99 smithing.
Oh, what you gonna do for smithing?
Giant's Foundry.
Ah, easy.
Exactly.
So quick.
And then after that, it is going to be 99 thieving, and then probably 25 mil thieving at Master Farmers, or like I'll probably do like 20 mil, and then see if I have enough herb seeds for 99 herb lore yet. And then probably while I'm just chilling, waiting for herbs to grow, I'm really not sure what AFK I'm gonna do, while I'm doing that, because like
Isn't party like amazing for that?
yes, but I've also got like the other account, so like by the time Mayfield maxes, I want my hardcore to be like at the point where I can just like go do virtually whatever I want. Which is why
Okay, that sounds amazing. That's
I'm blood rune crafting.
really
And
dope plan.
I'm gonna sell most of them for GP. And then I'm gonna AFK woodcut to get enough teak logs to get like, what is it, like 83 con for like the highest level Julia box and stuff with boosts.
Yeah, it's 83. 84 if you want the Nexus, but 83 is enough for the rest.
And then with on top of that, I'll be doing like a bunch of fishing. I haven't even got Barrow's gloves at this count yet, and I got 77 rune crafting.
Gamer. But those level 3 plans sound amazing. That sounds like so much fun.
Yes, I'm like, just like you said with your one pet, dreaming about what Mayfield could become is so much easier than really putting it into practice.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel you so much. But hey, one step at a time. It will happen. I'm confident. Mayfield will be huge.
I will max this account. I've never maxed a level 3 or a main in my entire life. I refuse to quit the game until I finish.
That's hard. You'll get there.
I said, and then when I max Mayfield, 2 more rune crafting. So that's a 3-year grind. So it's no big deal.
Let's go. Very poor. Aside from that, shout outs. Huge shout out to Scuffed Unit. Love them. It's like the most like best clan, the most like coolest friends. Really looking forward to the next bingo. Um, and then Sojal for just being my best friend and being like really amazing. And Noah is also a great person. And also guides for us all to make like be like the day one collection logger content creator who always stuck with it and kept going, and I love him, and he's so humble and he's so cool.
Hell yeah. I love all those answers. I feel like I've given that response a lot, but man, it's been a rough day for me. So I apologize for my lack of energy.
Anyway,
And
thank you so much for having me.
absolutely, it was an absolute pleasure. I'm happy we finally got to do this. So the final question, the finale. Where do you see yourself in the game and in real life in the next few, like 2 to 5 years?
In real life, I'm just starting my first like real actual post school job, so I hope I still like work in that field and still find like joy. I'm still with my girlfriend and have like the same friends, and I'm happy. Uh, in game, myself with an infernal cave, of course. Surely.
Surely.
Other than that, I'm fine with anything. I would love base 50 mil to have on an account. I would love to like one day get like a 200 mil, probably farming because best skill in the game.
So that's
But other
rune
than that,
crafting.
I'm like farming.
Rune crafting.
No, farming. Other than that, I'm just like I'm fine with anything. Like real life might take over, but I know that like the game and the people and my friends are still here. So when I can like log in 1 hour a week and fish and talk to like some friends on Discord, I'm happy.
Beautiful. Could not have asked for a better top off. And I never thought about this, but that final question is almost like a time capsule. You can come back to
Uh,
this channel in 5 years' time.
Excellent. Remind me in 3 years.
I will remind you in three. I'll set a timer on your phone right now. A calendar 3 year
Um,
date, April 10th,
I,
2026.
all right. He is already the 11th. I'm doing it right
Dang it.
now.
All right, well, thank you once again for being here. I appreciate your time, your flexibility, and through all of our technical difficulties, we made it here. And yeah,
Thank you so much for having me. It was I had a lot of fun. I hope like a couple people will enjoy my German accent babbling about the log and what's past in the future. Have a great night or day and GM to all the gamers.
GM to all the gamers.